I wasn't born in Colorado, but Colorado's always held a very special place in my heart. And as you know, my family and I live in Colorado now. We have for the past 12 years. I've had businesses here, etc. But the one thing that was special about Colorado, and the reason that I used to like to come to Colorado, was it was part of the family that I had met and made when I was in college. I went to the University of Nebraska at Lincoln. My roommate at college would like to come out to Rocky Mountain National Park, and we'd come up to Colorado and go to Estes Park, and on the way here we'd get a little bit of marijuana and go up into Rocky Mountain National Park. There was a group of 6 of us, and we'd inevitably find ourselves just walking around on the trails. We had a boombox. Remember boomboxes? And we played Tom Petty and just find a place to sit down and talk and have fun. And those were some of the best conversations I probably ever had in my life. If we had a tape recorder from those conversations, we had pretty much solved the world's problems, come up with our own identities, and knew exactly what we were going to accomplish with the rest of our lives. So fast forward, after my master's degree at Brown, I end up meeting a woman, an amazing woman who I made my wife. And I wanted to impress her that first month after we met. And I had an uncle that had passed away, so I remember we went to the funeral and met family, and I got to introduce her to family. And then after we left the funeral, we drove to Colorado, and we ended up in Estes Park, and we ended up walking some of those same trails that I walked when I was younger. And we found a tree, and it was a aspen tree, and I carved my initials plus her initials. So fast forward again, 10 years into the future, probably more like 12 years, I guess. 12 years. We have kids, 2 daughters, and we're living in California, and that's where our corporate headquarters is in Laguna Beach. So we're living in California. I'm doing work out there. We're doing work nationwide, and we decided one day to take a trip to Colorado. California really wasn't for us. I feel like we were dressing to go to church every single day. When you met somebody, I'd say, "Hi, I'm Doug Vandergraph." They would be like, "Hi, my car's better than yours." It's that competitive, gotta dress up every day. But then we came back to Colorado on a little trip just to get away from work, and we never left. We came, and I remember we stayed in a hotel a couple of nights, and everybody's just so relaxed and wonderful here and friendly. It's non-competitive. Everybody's just really good people. And we went to Rocky Mountain National Park, and we found that tree, that same exact tree, and our initials were still there. And we let our kids carve their initials right below ours. And you know what? We came back down the mountain, went to a little place in Fort Collins, had breakfast. I went online, found a place. We rented it that day, and we never went back to California. We stayed here. But I'll remember after that first trip to Rocky Mountain National Park, my wife and I would make regular trips. And every single time we came here, we'd stop at Walmart and we would get a tape. And we would play this song, and I'm going to play this song for you today because there's something magical about this song, and I love it, but we buy the same CD. Why? I don't know if we forgot the CD, we lost it, whatever, but we'd buy John Denver's Greatest Hits, and we'd put it in the CD player, and we'd drive up into the mountains and listen to that music, and it was really, really cool. Some of the best memories I have in my entire life. So I just thought I'd share that. That's why we're in Colorado. I had a business in the tech center, but and so I was here infrequently over the years in Denver, but I guess we've always kind of been Colorado at heart. We both grew up, I grew up on the East Coast and in Nebraska. My wife grew up specifically in Nebraska. And the people here are kind of like Nebraska people, pretty laid back, community-based, good people, salt of the earth people. And I'll never forget the first time we were here with my wife, and no, it was when I came back with her and the kids. I made a wrong turn. I didn't know my way around Fort Collins very well, and I cut somebody off, and they were in a pickup truck, and I thought, oh, great, this guy's going to give it to me. I totally cut him off, and I'm like, I'm so sorry, and he was one step ahead of me, and he gave me the peace sign, and he drove off, and I thought, man, that is so cool. That's kind of a representation of the people here. They're amazing people, and we love Colorado. Every single bit of it. You know, we take drives every weekend through Colorado that people pay thousands of dollars to come here on vacation. We do these drives just as a matter of circumstance. Hey, it's 6 o'clock in the evening. I'm wound up. Let's go relax. We can go kick it up in the mountains, drive around a little bit, you know, hang out, talk. We take tons of drives through the mountains, and we just love it here. It's just amazing, but let me get into the song here. It's something beautiful, and I really love it. You know, there's something magical about nature. The mountains, the skies, the rivers, that speak directly to the human soul. And in John Denver's timeless song, Rocky Mountain High, we are taken on a journey, not just through the breathtaking scenery of Colorado, but through the inner transformation that happens when we deeply connect with the world around us. Now, this is a story about rediscovering yourself, finding peace, and reaching new heights, both literally and spiritually. Today I want to share with you the powerful lesson within these lyrics and how they can inspire us all to reach the greatest version of ourselves. Now the song starts, he was born in the summer of his 27th year, coming home to a place he'd never been before. And Denver begins by reminding us that age is not the determining factor for when we truly begin our lives. This man, in his 27th year, found a new beginning, a rebirth. Sometimes we find a place or a purpose that feels like home, even if we've never been there before, you know? And when we do, we can leave yesterday behind us. It's the realization that you might say he was born again. No matter what has happened in your past, you have the power to begin again, to find your key for every door and unlock possibilities that await. Now, when he first came to the mountains, his life was far away, on a road and hanging by a song. How many of us have felt that way? You know, you're drifting through life, unsure of where you're headed, but even when the string of the song broke, he didn't care. He realized that life is constantly changing, and rather than fight it, he embraced the flow. You know, things don't last forever, but they don't have to. Sometimes the beauty is in the fleeting moments. It's about capturing those moments, being present, and soaking in all that life has to offer. You know, the Colorado Rocky Mountain High. I've seen it raining fire in the sky. Have you ever had a moment so surreal that it felt like you were touching the divine? You know, that's what happens when we connect deeply with nature and with life itself. There is a peace that transcends understanding, where even the shadow of the stars is softer than a lullaby. This is the Rocky Mountain High. It's a feeling of freedom, of soaring above your worries and connecting with something greater than yourself. He climbed cathedral mountains. He saw silver clouds below. When you reach new heights, the perspective changes. You begin to see the world in ways you have never imagined. He lost a friend in his journey, but he kept the memory. You know, life is full of loss, but it's also full of lessons. Every person we meet, every experience we have leaves a mark on us. And even in solitude, there is a grace in every step we take. The serenity of a clear blue mountain lake is not just something you see, it's something within you that you feel. He talked to God and listened to the casual reply, reminding us that sometimes the answers we seek are subtle, found in the quiet moments. The stillness of nature can give us clarity. But even as he walks through life full of wonder, his heart still knows some fear. That's the reality we all face, uncertainty. But the key is to not let that fear paralyze you. Instead, let it motivate you to protect what's precious. In this case, it's the mountains. As people try to tear them down for more space, more scars upon the land, he knows deep down the value of preserving what brings us peace. I know he'd be a poorer man if he never saw an eagle fly. This line speaks volumes. We are richer not by what we own, but by what we experience. It's the beauty of the world, the moments of awe, and the feelings that elevate us, that make us truly wealthy. Now, friends around the campfire and everybody's high, this message here isn't just about the physical location. It's about the experience of shared moments, of being uplifted by the people and the environment around you. You know, Rocky Mountain High reminds us to seek those moments, to find our own mountains, and to embrace the highs that life offers us. Now, as we go through our journey, let us remember that we can always find a new beginning, that change is constant but doesn't have to be feared, and that true wealth comes from the beauty we experience and the connections we make. So, ask yourself, what is your Rocky Mountain High? What heights will you climb to find peace and clarity that's waiting for you? Stay curious, stay inspired, and never stop seeking that feeling of being fully alive. Thank you.